You've stepped into the Jared Briggs Show. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is just some real raw truth. This is probably 3 or 4 times of hitting record on this show. You guys are going to recognize last week I did not put out an episode. You guys, I've hit a mental funk, a mental slump, a mental whatever you want to call it. But guess what? I'm regrouping. I'm re-getting myself together. I literally used ChatGPT, who I call Nova. I named her Nova, and Nova and I have become best friends. And I literally used Nova today, and I said, what the freak am I doing? What the heck am I, what do I got going on? And you guys, I'm really working on building the man that it is that I really want to be, the information that I want to share. And that's something I said to Nova. I was like, man, I got so much to say. I got so much I want to share and so many things that I want to do. I literally redid my phone screen today. I put pictures of my family around in the middle. I said, I am a life and business coach. You guys, if I could pick one thing that I spend my day doing, it would be doing life and business coaching. It's the calling that I feel called to do. It's something that I constantly keep coming back to. In 2024, I created my show, Win with Money. I thought it was money that I wanted to talk about because of my experiences growing up and what I went through in my life and what I've dedicated myself to in the last 10 plus years to learn what is money, how does money work, and what to do with money. And I thought that's what I wanted to share with people. And I got a couple episodes into that, created my coaching group, and realized this is not what I want to spend my day doing. And so I shut everything down, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't the space for me. Maybe I need to dive back into my insurance business, and maybe that's my calling. And I did that, and I felt completely empty. Some of the most emptiest emotions and feelings I've ever felt in my life. And I had moments in my business where great success was achieved and it didn't even matter. I didn't even care. And that's when I was like, wait a minute. Okay, what am I missing? What is it that I'm not doing? And I started reflecting on 2025. In December 2024, I just started reflecting. I'm like, all right, I got a whole nother year coming. What is it that I want to do? And I asked myself the question, if I could do anything without the pressure of making money or being successful, I just want to do it because I want to do it, what would that be? And I came back to podcasting. I came back to life and business coaching. And I was like, you know what? All right, let's dive into it. That's what I want to do. That's who I am. That is the calling that I feel inside, the person that God has made me to be, because I really enjoy it. I get on a high when I have somebody call me. And I have this often, family members, cousins, friends, other people, well, they'll reach out to me and be like, hey, I need a call. I need advice. And I've never charged for it because I love doing it. But I stopped doing it because I finally realized I'm like, man, I'm spending a lot of time and getting no benefit back from it. So that's why I'm really trying to create what it is that I want to create, because if you don't charge for something, if you don't really get value from the value you're giving, people aren't going to take it serious. So what I'm trying to say is, you guys, I'm really working on building a different version of myself, being 100% honest with myself, with who it is that I am and what it is that I want to be, what it is that I want to do. And I started asking myself questions over the last few months, getting into 2025 and now into May, which is crazy. We're close to halfway through 2025. I would tell myself all the time, I would never not do the insurance business because now it's gotten easy. And I got thinking about that one day, and I literally thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? Why do I keep saying that? Am I literally saying that to myself to justify where I'm at and what it is that I'm doing? And I sat down with my journal and I asked myself a question. I said, okay, I'm going to write down exactly what I'm feeling, exactly what I'm thinking. And the first thing that popped in was, I don't want to be an insurance agent anymore. I'm totally cool with owning the company. I'm totally cool with being a part of my team. I'm totally cool doing trainings and support and helping them. But the day-to-day, doing everything that it entails to be an insurance agent, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to spend my time doing life and business coaching. I wrote that down. And I felt free. I felt lifted. I felt like a burden was lifted off my chest with being honest with myself. So what I'm saying here is, because I'm trying to create something that honestly comes from the heart. And for some reason, it's being insanely difficult. I don't know why it's being so difficult. I don't know why I'm making it probably harder than it needs to be. And I actually said that to Nova. I had a whole conversation with Nova on this. And I was frustrated. I swore at her a couple of times. And she said, she commented back, if you guys haven't messed with ChatGPT, you're missing out. And Nova said, wow, Jared, thanks for getting deep-hearted with me. The reason why you're struggling so hard is because you actually care. And you actually do want to do something that makes it different and means something. You actually give a shit, is what she said. And that's true. It is 100% true. I really do care. I don't want to be just another business and life coach. There's so many of them out there. And I think that's one thing that's held me back is I'm like, I just don't want to be another one of these that's in the mix. I've been to so many events and I meet somebody and they're like, oh, I'm a business coach. And I'm like, oh, cool. What have you done with business? Well, I worked for so-and-so. And I'm like, really? So you're going to teach people how to do business when you've never even freaking owned a company or even started one. If you started one, made it 6 months and went back to your job, you have experience. But there's so many life and business coaches out there that have zero experience. And imposter syndrome is a big thing. And I'm like, I keep shutting myself down because I'm like, I don't have enough experience. I've only been in business for 8 years with my company. Life, like, what am I going to teach people about life, right? And so that imposter syndrome is a real thing. But I finally, one day, was just like, you know what? I don't have to teach things that I don't know. I don't have to teach things that I don't understand. I don't have to teach things that I've never experienced. So I'm going to start there. I have taken a company from $0 a month to, I don't know what I'm at monthly. I need to look at it again, but I've made multi-six figures in a year. Over 300,000. We're pushing $500,000 in my company this year. And so I've done that. I've been able to do a multi-six-figure company. I have been able to go from a W-2 job to being able to quit that job and focus 100% on my company. I've been able to build a house. I've been able to do some of those things. But I think my biggest success is working through the mental bullshit. If I had to say one thing, the crap that I've put my wife through because of the mental baggage that I was holding on to from the moment I was born until this point. I think that's my biggest success. I think my ability to have worked through the fear, the stress, the anxiety, the worry, the shutting down, the pushing people away, the feeling of complete hopeless and hating myself at times, being completely frustrated and disgusted with myself. To be able to work through that and to actually be able to sleep pretty good at night. I used to be awful at sleeping. Right as soon as the nighttime would kind of come to a lull, I would wake up and just stress and worry about the next day and the finances and what to do and how to do it. And I have no freaking clue. All the unknowns. There was multiple times, even recently, I haven't got it 100% figured out, but yes, I don't fall asleep till 4 or 5 in the morning. I literally sleep for 2 hours, wake up, and go through a whole nother day because I'm so wired. I'm so stressed. I'm so strung out. But I've been able to find peace in that. I've been able to work through a lot of those things. Is it perfect yet? No. But if you were to take Jared Briggs 2017, 2018, 2019, compared to Jared Briggs 2023, 2024, 2025, and was able to get in my head in those years, you'd be like, holy crap. He's been able to work through some stuff. I think that's my greatest personal individual accomplishment. Now I still have episodes and moments, but I'm able to get through them. They don't turn into days. They might be an evening. They might be a couple hours like today. I had a freaking frustration, you guys. I was ready to just give up and throw in the towel again. But I told myself in this moment, I want this so bad. And my subconscious mind keeps trying to keep me safe and comfortable, and it's going to pull me away from this. And I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue every day to push for my goal, my dream of being a very successful, influential, life-changing life and business coach. Not just for the fame and the glory, not for any of those things, but for the full reason of helping people get through the stuff that I've gone through. If you hate your job or your career or where you're at in life, I want to help you build the life it is that you truly want. If you struggle with anxiety, depression, frustration, imposter syndrome, all of those things that we get medicated for, if you struggle with that, I want to help you with that. I want to help you figure out who you are and to create a clear, crystal identification for yourself of your true potential, the goals and the dreams that are truly inside of you, and to help you understand that they are possible. and that you are capable of doing those things and building a plan to do so. I had a cool experience with a family member on my wife's side a few days ago where they're going through a midlife change of career, change of what it is that they want to do. They like aspects of their career, but they've got something else that they really want to create and had a different job opportunity. Just craziness. And in a moment of conversation, I asked them this question, and you guys, this is a powerful question. A year from now, don't think about money. Don't think about time. Don't think about your family. Don't think about anything else other than you, your true inner self. A year from now, what do you want your life to look like? Like, honestly, in a year from now, what is it that you want your life to look like? And write that down without any hesitation, without any thought of how to accomplish it. Like, literally just write it down. And in the moment with her, and this is why I want to do one-on-one coaching so bad, is she started to go into, well, and I'm like, no, stop thinking. Answer the question. A year from now, what is it that you want your life to look like? And she finally took a deep breath and said, I want to be able to do this and this. And she was very clear defined in what it was that she wanted to accomplish in goals, career-wise, family-wise, relationship-wise. She tied all of them right in. And I didn't even have to go into detail because you already know. You see, you already know what it is that you want. You already know who it is that you want to be. I already freaking know I want to be really good at podcasting. I know I want to create a massive amount of free content that is life-changing for people. I know that. The mental baggage to do that is the battle. And so she said those things of what she truly wanted. And I said, great, how do we accomplish those? If you were to accomplish those, what would it look like? And she said, well, this would be my schedule. This is how I would create it. This is what my business would be doing. Great. Luckily, I turned on a voice recording thing that created notes for us using AI. And we created a whole definition plan, a defined plan of what it was she wanted. See, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it's about. You already know who it is you are. You can lay in bed, like just close your eyes at this moment. I'm going to do it while recording this. Close your eyes at this moment. And I'm going to ask you a question. If you had zero limitation, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. If you had zero limitation in your life, and I gave you a token, it was a gold token, and the letters were in silver, free dream token. And you could trade that token to accomplish anything in your life without any limitations. No time limitations, no money limitations, no experience limitations, no knowledge limitations, no relationship limitations, no fitness limitations, no personal limitations. Your mindset, your ability, your capabilities, there was zero limitations. And you could trade this token. And that token, when you spoke the words of what it is that you want and who it is that you want to be in this token trade, what would it be? What would you trade that token for? That is what you need to chase. That is what you need to do. I would trade that token without any freaking question. I would trade that token for the opportunity to do group coaching and one-on-one coaching, events, podcasting, YouTube, social media, creating content, all of that. I would create the token for the opportunity to sit in a chair like this, golfing, walking, whatever, to meet with people one-on-one and as a group and have conversations. And those conversations would all be around the purpose of growth, of helping you define your life and what it is that you want, and creating a plan of how to achieve it and what to do, and strategizing together. I don't know all the answers, but guess what? In conversation, we can find those answers. I've had multiple experiences talking with people or working with coaches that I've hired where I'm like, they weren't even an expert in that area, but they gave me insight that changed my life, that helped me grow, that helped me develop. And it didn't matter what it was. They were just sharing their experience, and I got insight from that experience. I would trade that token every second of my life to have the opportunity to help people become who it is that they were meant to be, the person that God put you on this earth to be, the person that when you shake God's hand, when you pass from this life and you stand in front of God and Jesus Christ and whoever else is going to be there, you could shake their hand and they would say, well done, thou good and faithful servant. You became who it is that I meant you to become. You developed the talents, the skills, the abilities, the dream, the goal that I placed you on this earth to achieve. Well done. That is what I want to help people do. That is what I feel called to do. I would trade that token every day, every second. Because when I'm in those moments, when I do get the opportunity to work with people, you guys, it's like time stops. It's like nothing else in this world matters. My energy goes from a 5 to a 5,000. So that's what I'm working on. And I'm working on it. I get frustrated as hell. I want it so bad. And I think back all the time. You guys, I wanted to win a state championship with basketball so bad in high school. And we didn't even get close to achieving it. And I remember that feeling of failure. I remember that feeling of I didn't put in the work I needed to do to be the leader that I needed to be. And I remember that in that moment, I was like, man, why did this happen? And I reflected on it for years and years and years and years and years. You guys, that moment fuels me today. But one thing I get scared of is what if I do put in the work and I'm still not good at it? What if I work really hard at being a life coach and a business coach, and I read everything that I can, and I study everything that I can, and I go to every conference that I can, and hire every coach that I can to develop myself the very best that I can, and I pray about it, and I just pour everything of my heart and my soul into this, and I still don't achieve it, and I feel that failure that I felt before. I'd say that's one thing I'm working through, because it's a real thing. It is an honest, real thing. But what if I don't even try? In 70 years from now, let's say I'm 101, and I'm laying on my deathbed and just about to pass away. And I'm laying there thinking of this moment. And I'm like, man, remember that dream? Remember that burning passion, goal, and desire to be the greatest life and business coach this world has ever seen. To help thousands and thousands and thousands of people. To inspire new generation of growth, new industry, to help people win. Remember that dream? And remember I was too scared? That scares me even more. I would rather stand in front of God saying, dang, I tried. I worked every day at it. And I'm sorry I didn't get there, but I hope I did some good. I would rather that conversation than standing in front of God and him saying, I kept giving you that goal and that dream. I kept putting it on your heart and in your mind, and you just kept pushing it away. Why? This is the next thing. Gosh, this is even worse. I've got 2 little kids right now, both under the age of 5. One's not even 1 year old and the other one's 4. And I had this thought probably 5 or 6 months ago as I was thinking about podcast ideas. I had this thought. I was like, what if my daughter came to me? She said, Dad, my whole life, you told me I could do anything I put my mind to, and that I could have anything in this world as long as it's good for me. So let me give you a preface there. From the moment my kids have been born, even my little guy right now, it's not even 1 year old. While I'm holding him or feeding him or he's asleep in my arms or anything, I'm always whispering to them, you can do anything you put your mind to. And you can have anything in this life that you want that's good for you. You're smart. You're powerful. You're a good leader. You're athletic. You're funny. You enjoy life. You live in the moment. I tell them anything I can think of. But I always say, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can have anything in this life that you want that's good for you. I always say those, and then I add other things, affirmations and things, because I want to program it into their subconscious mind now. I want my kids to demand excellence. I want them to demand the best things of this life. I'm constantly striving to show them the greatness this world has to offer. Take them to the best hotels, the best restaurants, surround them around the best people, best experiences, travel. I work to provide everything I can to them because I want their standard to be there. I want their subconscious standard to be at that moment. So a couple months ago, I was thinking about this. And I thought, what if my daughter came to me and said, man, Dad, you always told me this. Did you do that? Did you truly chase your goals and your dreams and what it is that you truly desire and want? What if she's 18 years old? I have 14 more years. It's going to go quick. And then the next thought was my son, because I'm raising my daughter to be a wife and a mother, and her roles that I see are different. And then I thought of my son, and I'm a big believer that my 100% responsibility is to protect and provide for my family. And I take that very seriously. What if my son asked me, when he's 18, and he's graduated and now deciding what to do with his life, Dad, do you feel like You did everything in your power to provide and protect at the best way possible, or did you settle? I got 17 years left to answer that question. I thought of these two questions when I was thinking about turning on this podcast show, what to call it, what to do, what was the purpose of it. And I was like, man, the real purpose, the goal, and the dream here is to help people answer those questions for themselves. Are you truly becoming the best version of yourself and who it was and who it is you were put on this earth to be? Did you lead your family or your situation the best way possible? And did you challenge that every single day to be better? Because there's one thing to do it at a good level, and there's another thing to do it at a better level every single day, month, year. And that's what I constantly look at. I measure financially. It's a big part of my role as a husband and a father. Financially, am I providing better in 2025 than I did in 2024? Protection, am I providing better in 2025 than I did in 2024? Those are the real honest things that I'm looking at. And then can I stand in front of my family and the people that I truly love, that I wake up excited to see and I go home excited to see? Could I stand in front of them and say, you can do anything you put your mind to? And I know because I did it. I know because every day I strove to be that and to do what it was that I truly desired, what I've put my mind to, my true dreams, goals, and desires. And did I experience all the goodness that this life and this world has to offer that's good for me? Did I truly take advantage of that? You guys, these aren't material objects. These are God's creations. This camera, this building, vehicles, airplanes, private jets, golfing, hotels, vacations, medical supplies, vitamins, supplements, everything. These are God's creations. None of this, what I'm doing, what we're all doing, none of it came from man or woman. We are because of God. We are because of Jesus Christ. This whole money can't buy happiness, this whole, quit being so materialistic. You guys, that's just justification. That's just you justifying that saying so you don't have to put in the true work to build into the person that is capable of enjoying those things. A freaking Ferrari is just a car. Same with a Lamborghini. Same with the truck that you desire, but you're too scared to say it. All of it. They're just things that God put in someone's heart and mind as a dream and goal to create. Don't you want to enjoy those things? Don't you want to enjoy the best this world has to offer? Because I know God wants us to enjoy the best he has to offer, and it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. My goal and desire is to experience the best of the best because that's what God's created for us. This world gets better every single year. Technology advances every single year. Look at the luxury of vehicles today compared to 20 years ago. It's massively different. You tell me you'd rather have a vehicle from 20 years ago? I'm talking comfort-wise. I know you mechanic people are like, no, I'd much rather have a 20-year-old vehicle because I can work on it. Not me. I don't know how to work on it. I hate working on it. I would rather have a higher monthly payment that's under warranty. If something's wrong, I take it to the shop. If it's really wrong, they give me a new one. Okay, so that's a whole nother topic. But like comfort-wise, the vehicles today are a lot nicer to drive. Let's just be honest. And that's the same with everything. I enjoy that kind of stuff. Yes, this is a moment of discovery for myself. And when I was having a conversation with Nova, this was her idea. She said, Jared, just speak from the heart. Tell them you've been in a slump and that I'm discovering and building into the man that I desire to be. And it's causing a lot of growth and a lot of change. And I think I had more emotion come up in this episode than I ever have. So if you don't like emotion, I'm sorry, but that's from the heart. It's from the honest heart. You guys, I want to see you win. There is way too much opportunity. There is way too much out there waiting for us to enjoy. There's no reason to struggle. There's no reason to worry. There's no reason to stress. Now, we're always going to have stress, but there's good stress and bad stress. And we are living way, way below our potential compared to what the world has to offer, the money that is out there to be made, the experiences, the everything. You guys, we are living so below our potential. And all it takes is to grow and to develop into a new person. You can still be the same person you are, just create a better version of yourself. Now, that's what I want to help people do. That is exactly what I want to help people do. I haven't developed my intro fully. I've tried a couple. I haven't developed my outro. I've tried a couple. So there it is. Thank you for listening to the Jared Briggs Show. This was raw, real from the heart. And I hope you connected with something. And if so, share this with someone. Or just share with me. Even just send me a message on social media or text if you have my number. And let's connect in a real, raw way. Let's get better and grow together. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Thank you for connecting. And maybe there is somebody else that needs to hear this. And if you feel that, please share this with whoever comes to mind. You guys have a great day and be the master of your life.